Want to set up great training activity locations for your parrot outside the cage? Let's explore some options in this video. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am David and today we are talking about setting up training and activity locations and areas for your parrot outside the cage. I talk a lot about training and I think it is absolutely essential for your parrot, both for your relationship with them, for their well-being and for their skill building. And I felt it's really useful to do a video talking about where you can set up some very easy and affordable training locations for your parrot outside the cage. I would like to give a big thank you to Northern Parrots for sponsoring this video and providing both of the stands featured in this video. They are very useful and they have been a big hit with our parrots. If you don't shop with Northern Parrots, I'd highly recommend it. Have a little look in the description for a link. If you sign up for their newsletter, you will get 10% off your first order. We've been shopping them for a long time, way before we started doing sponsored work with them. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. So you may ask, why is it important to have training locations or activity stations for your parrot outside the cage? Why can't I just do it on the back of a chair or the sofa? Well, the short answer to that is you can. However, it does help to have a set location your parrot associates with good things and with training. It means they will gravitate back towards that location. It means you will have somewhere that you can set up and do activities on. Sometimes people like to separate activity and training locations out, but I'll talk about how you can do that with one of these specific stands in a moment. You can also use DIY stands, although sometimes they can be just as expensive as buying one, and it does depend on your individual preferences. I just want to explore a couple of easy options that you guys could utilise. Training skills is why it's important. Training your bird to self-entertain when they're outside the cage, learning to play with toys outside the cage, we've got a video for, I'll leave a card for now, and just basically getting them the skills they need to survive in our environment, because you may feel like it's not natural to train them, but it is natural for them to be trained. In the wild, their flock mates would train them how to do things and they would learn. In our environment, we have to do that. We have to train, we have to teach them the skills they need to interact with our environment and have fun in it. That includes playing with toys, that includes basic skills for interacting with us, that includes targeting, stepping up, all that sort of stuff is highly useful and it's also very mentally stimulating. And I hope I've convinced you, if you're on the fence about training, why it's so important, because it is essential in my mind. Even if it is just basic targeting and stepping up consensually, those are basic skills which will make your life, your parrot, much, much better. So what do you consider for a location or a training setup when you're arranging one? And for me, because our environment's very limited, we have limited space, we need things that are mobile, things that we can tuck away or store. And that is why I love this particular stand that we've just got from them. We had the sort of like play stand part of it in the past, but we recently discovered it had like a pedestal stand for it as well. So basically it's a complete stand with two sections. You have a play top stand, which is removable with a nice tray and bowls and a place you can hang treats from and toys from, and then a pedestal stand which sits flat, approximately 4 foot tall, 5 foot if you include the actual play stand. But this thing, when I saw it, I was like, why didn't we get that before? Because it is very affordable for it. If you see a lot of parrot play stands, they are rather expensive and they don't have the detachable element to them. You basically have to take the whole thing with you. With this, it's just a lot more flexible. If I want to have just the top bit for them to do some foraging on or playing on, I can have that out and about. If I want to have the whole stand in the middle of the room for training, I can have that out. It has bowls as well, which I can again attach and detach. For the price, this stand is a big winner for me, especially if you're on a budget and especially if you want to get a lot of utility from one item. So how do you make it a training stand? So if you want it to just be a play stand, my suggestion would be put the stuff on top, put substrate on the base, have the bowls on there, have some toys on there, awesome. If you want to convert it into a training stand, simply remove the bowls, take the toys off, and then you can basically really clearly define what roles it has. You can even move the location, so if in one place it is for training, in another place it is for play. It's entirely up to you how to utilise it. It will depend on your parrot and what you want to do with them. But for training and general play and activity, this stand really does tick all the boxes for me. It's budget friendly, it's movable, it's like not destructible, it's disassemblable, that's probably not a word, but whatever, and I can really use it very easily. To get your parrot used to it, obviously you're going to have to do some descent work, do lots of positive reinforcement, just have treats for free in those bowls, maybe treats in the foraging tray at the bottom, let them just get used to it and enjoy it. and have lots of fun with it. Then establish it as a training location. Whenever they go on there, do some targets with them, do some training with them, so they can get used to it and really enjoy the experience and associate it with training. With Scampi, I've used one of the door perches, which we do for in-cage training. I'm going to do exactly the same for this stand as well, and try and associate this training, because Scampi will know, she'll fly over there and she'll want to train with it. And that's one of the most rewarding feelings when you have that. Just a couple of things that I might have forgotten to mention about this that you may find useful or interesting. It is the Northern Parrots Place Top foraging stand with pedestal stand included. It is a combo. It was easy to build, which is just always great. Something simple and easy to build is good, and it is made out of sturdy materials, because some stands we've had in the past from various places haven't been amazing. So that is very useful about it too. If you want to check it out yourself, there will be a link in the description so you can have a little peek for the budget, and again, I'd highly recommend it. Now, another option you can consider for training or for a general parrot activity stand is a Java tree. Now, we have a Java tree, we've had it for quite a while and we're very happy with it. It has a lovely base, it's all natural materials, it is something you can hang toys from and even modify if you're a bit more DIY. But one thing I want to say about it, it is more expensive. A Java tree is much more expensive, which is why I kind of like the other stand a lot as well. It's much more budget friendly. It's also a bit more movable as well. You can kind of fit it into more locations, whereas the Java tree is quite a big item. They do mini Java trees, which make great training stands as well, but you can have a sort of peek through their website via the link in the description. But a Java tree is a great location for training as well. You can establish one branch for particular training. You can even vet wrap it with a colour code, just so they know where to go and do training on it. You can then establish other branches for play and foraging and eating, and then have that one branch location. But it kind of forms, the Java tree kind of forms a central hub for training and activity outside the cage, whereas the other stand can do that, but it's more of a movable location for you. We love Java trees. Would have more and bigger ones if we had more space, but they do make a great training location for parrots. Finally, just as I mentioned earlier on, you can get mini stands. These are, if you're really struggling for space or budget, very affordable, and we've been there, we still are there in some ways, where you can just pop them on a tabletop and just let them enjoy, and again, use vet wrapping for colour coding. You can make DIY things out of camera stands and the like. However, we find that can often be a bit fiddly, and sometimes it's better to buy one, but then if you're buying one, you may as well buy that pedestal stand that we just got, because it's much more useful. There are other options you can explore, but I felt I'd make this video to make it as easy as possible, because I know training and having things outside the cage and encouraging your parrot to activity areas can be expensive. It can also be a bit daunting for you guys. So I thought it'd be useful to have a video just talking about a couple of things that I recommend and a couple of things that have been very useful to us here. If you have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear from you down below. I'd like to give a big thanks to Northern Parrots again for providing this pedestal stand. It's already become a big hit and they're already enjoying it. And I hope you'll have a really lovely day.